This is the Joe Mullins Show, showcasing the vibrant spirit of Florida and America's innovative creators. This is the place for captivating conversations, inspiring guests, and industry professionals celebrating the best place in the world to live, shop, work, and play. And now, your host, County Commissioner, entrepreneur, and freedom advocate, Joe Mullins.
Joe Mullins was invited to Washington, D.C. for the reading of the National Naloxone Awareness Proclamation.
Now joining me, I have Ashley, you're
Mrs. Florida American.
Mrs. Florida American, and you are here today with the Victoria's Voice group, but not just because of Jackie's involvement with the Miss American pageant or Mrs. America pageant. You're here because you have personally experienced this epidemic in your life.
You know, I was here last year supporting, and I couldn't imagine that I would be back again this year for a different purpose. You know, I think when I saw the Siegels and they were supporting and they were helping so many people, I was so proud of that family. But now going through what I've went through, they are just unbelievable. My sister had 3 children and I had no idea. Our family had no idea. She had gotten a back surgery, and we're talking within 2 to 3 months, she was addicted to all of these pain medications and nobody around her knew. Me being so close to the Siegel family and so close to Victoria's Voice, I didn't even know. And, you know, months later in January, we lost her. I had to walk into a hospital bedroom with, you know, she was on life support, and we completely lost her. And it was one of the worst days of my life. And I think for me, it's just the guilt, right? It's working with this amazing organization and not being able to see that somebody in my whole family was, you know, hurting so bad.
Well, do you think that working with this organization has helped giving you the ability to see the addiction, see it in people, see the trauma that they're going through?
I think working with this organization has completely changed the way I view. Growing up, it was always shown to us that addiction looked a certain way, right? Somebody that was an addict looked a certain way.
Homeless person on the street, needles in their arms.
It wasn't your school teacher. It wasn't your neighbor. It wasn't your PTA, you know, person that was in the PTA. It wasn't a mother of 3. It just wasn't. We never talked about it. Now working with the organization, it could be anybody. It could be your sister with 3 children, you know, somebody that you looked up to, your big sister. So what Jackie's doing is amazing. It's needed. And especially with this new book, I can't say it enough. We need to start talking to our children at a younger age. You know, we talk about don't talk to strangers, but statistically speaking at this point, they are more likely to get shown drugs at an early age than they are a stranger at this point.
Now, with your sister, what was the age gap between you guys?
We were only about 5 to 6 years age gap.
5 to 6 years. I've got a brother a similar way. I couldn't imagine going through what you did. You know, you grow up, you're playing with them, you're with them all your life, and losing a parent is one thing. I think they say also losing a child, which Jackie's gone through that. But losing a sibling was probably one of the hardest things I've incurred in my life. I lost a brother. Not to an overdose, but to a health issue. And it hits hard. Is there anything that you would tell people that are going through this with their family, not to sit on, not to be quiet about it? What would you do differently?
Gosh.
Or did you even see it coming?
I think looking back, there were signs. Maybe I didn't want to see them. I think for me, we live in a world where it's polite to not say anything. We live in a world where if somebody's struggling, keep to yourself, don't bring it up. And we have to stop. If you're seeing a family member and something isn't right, they're acting differently, speak up. Ask them, do you need help? And if you see them, you're scared that they're depressed, things are different. Like that is a point where you may have been taught your whole life that it's polite just to be quiet, but we can't do that anymore because there are so many things going on and people, you know, if I would have or any would have just turned around to my sister and said, do you need help? Like, what's going on? Sit down and talk to me. Okay, you're taking all of these pills. Let's work with a doctor. Let's get you on a plan to detox. You know, the doctor said it would have taken her a year. She was on a lot of that pain medication, but it's still possible. So the biggest lesson learned I have is stop being so quiet about it.
You know, I I hear that and I agree. When my addiction came in and my sisters threatened to tell my mom, they were worried. They were truly
Yeah.
worried. I looked at them and I just said, y'all don't love me. You don't care. I was more on my side as the addict. I was more embarrassed, more upset. I thought they were stopping me from having fun because they were just jealous. But to see someone go through what you did and know that giving a voice to people and say, hey, don't let this intimidate you. Don't let the addict. I really wanted the help. I just didn't know how to get the help. And I was more embarrassed. And I was scared to death that if my family had found out, I'd be disowned. Now,
Absolutely.
would you have disowned your sister or would you have done anything like that?
No, I wouldn't disown anybody or even judge anybody, because the issue also is you have a lot of people that are getting addicted from surgeries. They're getting
Yeah.
prescribed medication, and that's what else it is. You're getting a prescription, from your surgery, and then all of a sudden you need more and more. And a lot of times you get scared. You get scared, but what do I do now? Because now I feel like I need this medication.
Well, you're told you need them for the
Yeah.
pain. I had so many operations after recovery. I was scared to death to take any pain medicine. All I took was ibuprofen. Do you think it would help when somebody's going into that surgery for families to join them? Would you, looking back on it, said, hey, let me go with knowledge, with the knowledge of what you know now? Would you have said, hey, let's go together. Let's talk about a plan to be able to get recover or to make sure you're not overusing or getting overprescribed these drugs?
I think we do need to bring the family in when we're having these type of procedures. I think there needs to be an understanding. I also think that when a patient is asking for more medication, there needs to be, like, the brakes need to be pushed. There are a lot of support groups. There are a lot of people that can even help say, okay, you need to be on this right now, but here is our detox program, and this is when we're going to start it based on the surgery that you have. There are so many different options, but like I said, you have to speak up about it. If you stay in silence, like, we cannot help you. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. And for me, that's the hardest thing for me to kind of live with at this point, because it
Being
could have
able
been
to
me speaking
communicate.
up and screaming from the rooftops.
Yeah,
that
but
we
you
need to
didn't know.
help.
You didn't know, and you didn't have the education. And I think that what Victoria's voice and what you're doing
Yeah.
is screaming it out, letting people know, hey, don't end up like this. You don't want the outcome. Please communicate and talk. And one of the overall things I've heard all through the events today and tonight, speaking to people, is that the most important thing is to communicate, talk about it. Don't
Absolutely.
hide this disease.
Don't be afraid of it.
Right. Don't be afraid.
We need to get it away. Like we said, when we were growing up, addict doesn't look like a specific person. It could be anybody. And statistically speaking, every person that's watching this, most likely, an addict, and you don't even know what they're going through. So don't shy away from it. And if you're somebody and you're seeing different behavior from a loved one, speak up. Try and talk to them and try and get them help. When we start normalizing those conversations, I think that's also going to help a lot.
Yeah, because this is not something that a mother of how many kids? Three kids? 3 kids wants to leave their children. You guys are bred to be with those kids till forever. A mother doesn't want to leave too soon. Now you've got the responsibility of helping raise them. Are you planning on communicating about this more, talking to them about their mother and talking about this addiction and how serious it is?
Yeah. And I mean, I have a daughter myself. She's 7. I think that scares me to death. Honestly, that's the biggest fear I have. And we were just talking about it. We talk about our young kids don't talk to strangers, be careful online, no cell phones until you get older. I'm at the point where we need to start having these conversations young. It absolutely needs to be a discussion with my daughter that prescription medication can be dangerous. You have to speak up about it. Any type of pills, speak up. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, hey, I need help. And you may find yourself in a situation, and there's people that you can speak to, mom and dad always. But if you ever do find yourself in this situation, it is okay. You are one of thousands, and we can absolutely get you help.
Jackie, and we were talking about earlier in the show about playing Russian roulette, and drugs are Russian roulette, whether people want to realize it or not. With fentanyl today, it's 5 bullets in a 6 chamber with 1 empty chamber. And back when we were younger, it was maybe one bullet in the chamber with 5 empty chambers. But it's so serious today to be able to communicate and talk about it. And I think the reason we don't play Russian roulette, we're taught that we'll kill ourselves. But with drugs and alcohol, we're taught, oh, it's a social thing. It's fun. You're just having a good time. it can overpower you in a heartbeat and devastate a family. And I'm so happy your voice is speaking out, not just being quiet about it, trying to be embarrassed. That's one of the biggest things that I think people, oh, I'm going to be so embarrassed to communicate. I'm so happy to see people like you, the Siegels, and so many others this weekend talking about it and communicating and screaming for people to be aware and get help.
Well, I'm so blessed to even know the Siegels at this point. Just their voices out there normalizing this conversation, because years ago, this is not something we would have
Well, it
talked
gave you
about.
somewhere to go to when it
Absolutely.
happened as
100%.
well. You knew right where to go. So this voice is so strong and so important, because before that, most people would have probably just sat there and said, okay, I'm just going to be quiet about it. I don't know what to do, don't know what to say, but you're bringing it out. And I want to thank you for that. I know it's hard. I know it's a challenging thing to live with, but it's taking that voice and letting it being used for an example is so crucial for our world.
Absolutely. And the new book, make sure that we're sharing it. This is so important. We talk to our kids about, strangers and being careful online. This is just as important.
It is. That drug is a stranger, and it can do more damage to the whole family. This book is amazing. You can get it on Amazon.com. Amazing book. Go out and get it. Victoria's voice. You heard at the end of the show, we're going to talk again about how you can get involved. But thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. My name is Greg Swan. I work with the Siegel family on something called Angel Army. We have a foundation called fentanyl-fathers.org, and we have been combining forces. I would say their force is a little bit bigger, so combining is really not fair, but we're going to do some damage to deaths in this country this year by going and warning high school kids. And, I was with Queen Jackie, I should say, when we were at the White House Christmas party, and you signed maybe one of your first books to the First Lady.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and that was a little tricky getting past Secret Service, but they checked it all out, and they were able to give it to the First Lady. But we were at the Halt Fentanyl Act. Jackie got up, was introduced by the president to speak, and she got up and she stunned the room. And I'm just going to steal your thunder a little bit because it was so tragic. But she said, I lost my husband this past year. God bless the great David Siegel, who really did a lot of things that we're just now realizing what a beast he was in business. But unfortunately, on the same day, Jackie lost her sister to fentanyl poisoning. And she got in this mix in a big way. All she wants to do is save lives, as you know, and Jackie would be the first to admit she had a very great life, but she noticed that she almost slipped out of this world. I heard her say on stage, not having made the real impact. Now she just wants to save lives. More respect I could not have.
Thank you for having me. Most of you will remember I actually was in D.C. last year to support the Siegel family and the amazing work that you've done. I think of my life a year ago, and I had no idea the year that stored ahead. I couldn't have imagined the pain that was about to come for my family. I'll never forget, I got a call. My sister said, I'm going in for a small back surgery. And at the time, I was like, no worries. If you need any help with the kids, let me know. She had 3 children. She was only 42. She got out of that surgery, and she hit it. She, within 2 months, was addicted to painkillers that her doctor was prescribing her. We had no idea. Within 2 months, she was so addicted, the doctors told us it would have taken her over a year to detox, over a year to get back to the person she was before that surgery. I'll never forget it. I got a call from her partner on a Friday night. Said, you need to come now. She was brain dead. Her blood pressure was down to 84 over 40. I walked in that room and I texted you the picture. There was butterflies.
And it was so amazing. It was a sign. But you were also in the Mrs. America pageant at the same time.
Yep. I was due to compete at Worlds, I think it was, about 10 days later. And I'll never forget, I went into the room and there was a wall of butterflies and they were all purple and blue, and I took a picture and I texted Jackie. I was like, I just felt my sister's presence there. I knew that she was already gone, but we had no idea. And for me, I look back and I was listening to all, your amazing family speak, and I just sat there and I could never imagine that could happen to somebody so close to me. My sister now leaves 3 children in this world. 2 sons and a daughter, one personally that I'll be taking into my home to help her through college as well to make sure she has a great life. But thank you for all that you all do. I want to support as much as possible. My sister's not here any longer. She loved you. She loved your family. She used to watch all the Instagrams. She used to always get so excited when we were supporting and tell you all, say hi to the Siegel family. They're so amazing. You know, we lost an amazing person, an amazing mother on this world, but to Jackie, you know, not many people understand what I went through. You do. You've taken so much pain, and I can't tell you how painful it is. You're one of the only people, you and your family, that understands what you go through when something like that happens. But thank you for all that you do, and to everybody, welcome Jackie Siegel.
Are there any other comments or questions or anything, or should I start signing away? Environment.
I am here at the amazing Fogo de Chao in Washington, D.C. And a lot of people think just come here, eat, stuff your face, eat all this great, delicious meat, which is a good point, good reason to come here. But I've got Gilson. Gilson is the manager here. Gilson, thank you for having us tonight.
Our pleasure. Thanks for, for coming and sharing this lovely evening with us.
Now, we do a lot of events here, a lot of the political events, a lot of non-political events. Tonight, a very special event on addiction is here and the use of Narcan. Tomorrow's National Narcan Day. And we want to thank you for opening up the restaurant for this kind of event to us.
Of course. Like you said, when we open every day, the restaurant, we always, look to make a difference, not just serve food, but also bring the Southern Brazilian hospitality to whatever we open at Fogo. And, when you come here, we're always looking forward because you always bring great events, great causes here. And that's justified why we wake up very early every day looking forward to come here and do all over again.
Well, in this event, especially because addiction, I was a restaurant owner and we fought more with waitresses and wait staff battling addiction. You see it everywhere. You don't see it just in one element of the world or in the society. But for you guys to open it up and then have the wonderful food, I mean, people don't realize this is a great venue to do these kind of events at.
Absolutely. Like you said, you've been part of another event that we did in the past, which is No Kid Hungry.
Yeah.
And we do this throughout the year. We want to be part of the community all the way. And, every event any way that we can help, we're going to be here ready.
And I do want to say this. A lot of people think Fogo de Chao, oh my God, it's expensive, all that meat. It is not. To do events here, they come out, they cater everything for you. They personalize a menu, do some great things. We're going to show a little bit of the salad bar and a little bit of the party up here. But tell them about if they want to do an event, how can they do an event at Fogo de Chao?
Well, any type of event, you can reach out to us directly at our store phone number, or you can email washington@fogo.com, and we'll be happy to work with your budget. Depending on the size of the event, we can do a whole buyout. Just talk to us. We'll make it happen.
They really do. And the Brazilian custom, the food is amazing. The hospitality is amazing. This salad bar, I want to show it. Show them a little bit about the restaurant and what you guys do.
So we have the market table here, which is, as you can see,
some great looking food.
We have market table here, fresh. And the reason why we call the market table, because it's straight from the market, to the table. So there's no middleman. We just bring here. Our chefs work every day, making sure that everything looks fresh and delicious. And of course, we have not just the market table. That's just the warm up. And then when we move on to the grill, that's when, we get more fun with the protein, all the, range from lamb, chicken, pork, beef, all that going to your table. So it's.
That's the thing. We've had people say, oh, I can't come. I'm a vegetarian. And I've gone, no, you can. You got amazing salad bar. But you guys also have some dishes in the back. The cauliflower
we do.
Steak.
We have cauliflower steak. We have tofu. We have, you name it. We can customize. Let's say if you come here and you want specific dish that we can make it, we're going to make it. We're not going to let you down.
Now, I got to show them if it's possible, and I'm going to ask this to see how the meat's cooked.
Yeah,
that is one of the most amazing
absolutely.
things. If we can kind of take a tour of this, you guys will see why I love it so much. But not only their steaks and the meat they bring to the table, you can order a hamburger, one of the best hamburgers I'm going to mention that you can ever put in your mouth, a picanha burger.
Picanha burger.
And it's only, how much?
$10?
$10 for a hamburger that you'd pay $30 for it anywhere else.
It's no doubt the best deal in town. Market table for lunch is only $18. Where do you get this for $18,
Wow.
right? It's a price that you can match. And for burgers, we have $10 picanha burger, which is our house special burger. Also, we have lots of bar bites that you can have.
Let's take a look at this grill. I want you guys to see this amazing grill and the food cooking. This is unbelievable how they cook and prepare this meat. Oh my God, look at this. That is the picanha.
Yeah, this is the picanha right here.
Look at that meat, the sizzling, the juiciness of it. This is unbelievable.
This is our house special picanha. We have fraldinha, flank steak. Remember, now it's kind of slowing down, so we have not, too much going on here, but you still can see.
Let's talk about the salt block. Now, you guys actually use that for Wagyu.
Yeah, Wagyu. So,
Wagyu.
Yeah. So,
and it's some of the best Wagyu you'll ever eat. I have had it. I've tried it. Unbelievable. It's like butter melting in your mouth. It's unbelievable. But you can see the meats cooking. Chicken, bacon wrapped chicken.
Bacon wrapped chicken, garlic sirloin. We have the pork belly. We have a lot of different cuts here, always ready to move on to somebody's plate and, make sure they enjoy it.
Unbelievable. Fogo de Chao, one of the best experiences you can have. We appreciate so much of you having us in
Joe,
today, and thank you for what
always
you've done.
Always a pleasure. If you're here, you're home.
I am. I love it. It's one of the best places. With all the major cities, Fogo de Chao, and just the hospitality of the Brazilian culture. Unbelievable. You can see this meat. You're going to probably see me dragging on the skewer soon where I'm biting into it. Unbelievable food. Unbelievable stuff.
All right, Joe.
Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it.
On behalf of my family, the Victoria's Voice Foundation, and my fellow board members, thank you all so much for coming out today, and I welcome you to the 4th Annual National Naloxone Awareness Day event. NAD was established on June 6th by Victoria's Voice to spread awareness about naloxone, which I actually have in my pocket here. If you don't know already, naloxone is an opioid overdose reversal medication, and it can save lives. This day also serves as an opportunity to spread awareness of drug prevention education and to support families and communities who are impacted by substance abuse. Across the country, you'll notice so many businesses and monuments are lighting up purple. People are wearing purple, and people are posting purple on their socials to spread awareness, reduce the stigma, and most importantly, save lives. But we wouldn't be here today without the support of Senators Rick Scott and Ed Markey.
Well, first, thanks for everybody for being here. Thank you for caring about this. I think we all worry about our kids. I remember when I was growing up, the big drug that was out was the beginning of marijuana, and my mom was scared to death. And it didn't kill us. Now, unfortunately, is fentanyl, one pill and you're dead. And so I want to thank everybody here, but especially Jackie and the entire Siegel family for what you're doing to bring awareness to this. I want to thank the sheriff. The sheriff has been an unbelievable leader. He's been not just a leader in Florida, but a leader all across the country in this issue. So and what's impressive when I was governor for 8 years and done this for 7 years, is you see an individual or family really give back and really change the country. And what Jackie and David have done and the entire Siegel family have done is really change the country with regard to saving lives, with regard to naloxone. So I want to thank Jackie in particular and what you guys have done. And it's horrible that you lost. None of us. I've got 7 grandkids now, and you just can't imagine losing any of them. And as they get older and they get out in the world, you worry malign influences that have an impact on him. And every time I see him, I'm going to see one of them this weekend. That's 14. And I talk to him about drugs every time I see him. So I'd like to take a moment to remember David. His legacy lives on through his important work, and his family lives out his values every day. He dedicated his life to raising awareness about the fentanyl crisis. He honored his dog, Victoria, who lost her life to a drug overdose. And talking to David, for him and Jackie, it was just devastating. Jackie and David spent endless hours to educate and prepare first responders and people in our communities to fight back against this crisis and be prepared to save lives. It's fitting that we remember him and honor their cause as we continue the fight against this deadly poison. Unfortunately, across the country, fentanyl rate continues to cause death and destruction. And I still talk to families that lose their loved ones. Fortunately, the amount of fentanyl that's coming in the country as a result of actions by President Trump have come down, but it's still killing unbelievable numbers of our kids.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Recorded by the Flagler Voice Podcast Studio.
Things are truly better with us.